good list of the resources, and of course we'll end up with questions. Okay, so I'm on slide number 3. What is migrations? So this migrations basically speaks about the Java EE migration. I mean, most of times we have been asked by partners and customers saying that why we need to migrate. We just pick up the EAR var from any other app server and put it into WebSphere app server. It has to work. In one sense, they are right. Actually, it has to work because the underlying specification is the same Java EE specification. But it is not that way. It will run without any error. So actually we need a migration. So why we need? So some fundamentals, experts please excuse me, considering the mixed audience, so we need to speak a little bit introduction on that, fundamentals. So unlike the Java SE, when Sun releases, now Oracle, when Sun releases the Java EE, it just released a specification and invited vendors to provide the implementation. Of course, it also released its own app server. But when it comes to the implementation, vendors like JBoss, that time Oracle, App Server, and WebLogic, IBM, they did it in their own way, and they didn't follow the spec exactly as it was released. And due to that, there are some differences across the vendors, in terms of the implementation, the lookup methodology, the libraries they had. They embedded their own custom libraries, and the deployment descriptors. For example, in some of the deployment descriptors, for acknowledgement mode, it is the complete acknowledge hyphen mode, and in some of them, ACK, the caps mode, and things like that. So because of this, we need to have a migration both in the application code as well as the configuration. But of course, with the latest spec, where the annotations are in place and the deployment descriptors are almost reduced, so blankly to 0. And in that case, the migration is effortless, and hopefully we move towards. Without migration, we can run the app across any vendor. So yeah, that is the cause for the migration, and and most of the time it is also a debatable thing. Whether it's right or wrong. Some app servers, they don't follow the standard as exactly. For example, the WebLogic JSP engine, it is case insensitive. But actually, as per the specification, Java is a case-sensitive language, and JSP is nothing but a scripting avatar of servlet, and which is again nothing but an API for a client-server technology from Java. So it has to be a case-sensitive one. But most of the app server, they don't follow the case-sensitiveness of a JSP. Rather, they just go ahead with the case-insensitiveness. And not only that, some of the app server, they not even do the syntax validation for a JSP elements. What I mean by that is, you have your own custom JSP, and you make some element of JSP element as mandated one, but in your JSP implementation, you didn't provide that particular element, the particular attribute, but your app server can go very well with that. But if it is an WebSphere app server, it shows an error. So we always go for standards, and we don't compromise